Hey everybody, this is Rod from TechGuysSmartBuy.com, and we're here with the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. This phone offers a bunch of new features. It's thinner, it's sleeker, and somehow even bigger. Thank you, Samsung, for making all that happen. We're going to run down the features and let you know if this is the right phone for you. The Note 3 offers a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display, which is 0.2 inches bigger than last year's display from the Galaxy Note 2, which was at 5.5. And also, it upgrades from 720p from last year to 1080p Full HD resolution. The Super AMOLED display that Samsung is notorious for utilizes deep blacks and slightly overblown colors. Pretty much an alternative would be something like HTC and other companies use, which would be LCD, which offers pretty much the same as far as deep blacks, a bit more clarity and more accurate color reproduction. As said previously, the design of the Note 3 is actually more streamlined, so although it's bigger than its predecessor, it's actually thinner, lighter, and smaller. As you can see on the back, this kind of looks like a leather thing, but it's actually plastic. It's, you can call it pleather, faux leather, whatever. It's actually plastic, but this combined with the stitching and the silver bezel that goes around the edges of the whole device actually helps give you a premium feel without going all metal. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where Samsung is able to change their design language a bit without, completely gunning away from the plastic just yet. But I feel with this design, they are finally moving away from the all plastic body. Inside of the Note 3 is a 2.3 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 800 processor, which is Qualcomm's top-of-the-line processor. So you're getting all types of speed and without draining the battery life and causing any lag. And for an additional bonus, you have 3 gigs of RAM. Not sure if you'll need 3 gigs, but you got it. Maybe in the future, all phones will have 3 gigs, but for now, this is the first. And this will also help cut down the lag, if any, if you even see any. You probably won't. In support of this processor, you have a 3200 milliamp battery that gave me about a day and a half on heavy usage before even having to charge it. So, Notes are always great for battery life. Big phones get big batteries, or at least that should be the case anyway. The Note 3 has a 13 megapixel camera, which you might think is the same one from the Galaxy S4, but this one performs a little bit better. It's more clear. It's I don't know what it is, something in the sauce. Another thing this has the ability to shoot video in 4K. So you can shoot 4K video straight from your phone, and that's supposed to be four times resolution of HD, double 1080p, if you will, for those of you who like to keep up with all the resolution. At the current time, 4K displays are a bit pricey, so maybe in a few years when they come down in pricing, you'll be able to watch your videos shot on your Note 3, if you still have it, in its true form. And like the previous Note, the S Pen is designed by Wacom, and the tip is actually a lot more pressure sensitive, and it allows you to write even more lifelike. So it's basically the S Pen is more like a real pen.
The S Pen software gets better organized with the new Air Command menu. With that, you can launch a search, a mini app in a window, start a note, or collect items with their new Samsung scrapbook. The S Pen also swipes screens, hit the menu and back button as well, as it works more with your phone rather than just being an accessory.
The Note 3 runs the latest version of Android for a shock. Usually Samsung and other manufacturers are a version or two behind whatever the current one is, but this one's right on time. Still has TouchWiz, that Samsung thing. They're not going anywhere with it. And I'm pretty sure whenever 4.4 KitKat comes out, this will probably be upgradable in probably 6 months after that. Built inside of Samsung's TouchWiz is also Flipboard now. So they have the app, and then you have Samsung's pretty much version of it built in. You just swipe up as you would with Google Now and other Android devices. And, while skimming through it and stuff, checking through your news, you still have access to your phone, camera, text messages, Google search, or Google Now, whichever you prefer to call it, the internet, and the rest of your apps. So it's definitely an interesting way how they pulled it all together, and a little more interesting than what HTC did with Blink Feed. And on a screen this size, it really takes advantage of Samsung's multitasking, where you can pull up Chrome, which is funny, on YouTube, and then pull up Maps in another window, and you can be entertained while you search for directions and not compromise space on your screen. The Note 3 is definitely a premium powerhouse without being metal, still retaining its plastic values that Samsung offers. It has a great camera, great screen, great battery life. Only thing that you may not be attracted to is either the pricing or the size. Some people are just turned off by big screen phones or big size phones. That's not their thing. Big hands, small hands, they prefer something a little more compact. The pricing for some people, because like, all right, I'm gonna be locked in this carrier for 2 years and I gotta drop $300, unless there's like a deal or a sale. So it's definitely worth it, but it depends on your need. If the S Pen is not up, if you're not going to use the S Pen, you can probably find other comparable devices. But if you're a fan of the Galaxy Note series, then you'll be right at home with the Note 3, and there really is no other substitute. Definitely a buy if that's your angle. If not, you definitely want to look into the S4. It's smaller and it still retains all of the Samsung goodiness. Or, you got the LG G2, which is pretty much kind of like the same. And then you have the HTC One. So you have options in case that's not your thing. But the Galaxy Note 3 is definitely a great device. It's definitely up there on my top Android devices of the year.